Hey guys, how you doing out there? It is Darren and Joe over at Urban Hillsides Real Estate with a long-awaited version of our stream, and we're here. We're back. So thanks for joining us once again. Darren, you mentioned we should go over the market, and I know it's a tired old story, and we try to tell it differently each time, but we're going to talk about that. We're going to give a congrats to a client. We're going to talk about a new listing that we have, and we'll go over some interest rates as usual, right? So we'll try to get this done in 10 minutes or less for you. So, Darren, let's just get straight to the point. Let's talk about the market. What do you see
Sure.
out there?
Though,
And in
though,
particular, we're talking generally, but also Northeast LA, correct?
yeah, we do distinguish between the two in our conversation.
Right. Okay.
Maybe tired for us because we're doing it every day, but the reality is, when you're in the market, it's relevant. Maybe if you're not in the market being active, it's something that really doesn't matter as much. But here we are. If you're in the market, it's still more of a seller's market.
Mm-hmm.
We was reading today, May sales came out lowest sales on volume since they've been documented the history of volume since '01, which means we're still just a slow volume, not a lot of listings. Inventory has increased a little, but good properties with desirable features. Again, this is a repetitive thing from us, but good properties, desirable features are selling
Mm-hmm.
fast, multiple offers, well over list price still.
Yeah. And the always wished for market crash is nowhere in sight.
Nowhere in sight. Rates have come down a little bit, but they're still hovering around 7%, and it's and prices are up.
Yeah.
So yes, there is absolutely no crash at the moment. We do our
Yeah.
best to predict the future, but there are many variables. Actually,
Yeah.
we try to define the variables. Is what we try to do.
Yeah. So, we have some buyers that we're working with, and we represent a seller. And just as another story, um, you know, for our seller, and we'll share that with you later on. How many offers in a week or so?
7 offers, 1 week. REO listing. It's not the REO of the past, and there certainly aren't a lot of them.
Yeah.
But they exist in small amounts here and there.
Right.
And the difference with this one is that this REO was like, I'm going to do property prep and get it ready
Mm-hmm.
and compete on the retail level, and we helped them do that,
It
and it was a
worked.
successful choice.
Yeah. And then for Reshma and Alaya, what was that competition like as buyers for
The
Orion?
same. I mean, for us, pretty consistently, we try to define where we think you need to be. We're trying to gain value. You and I are always trying to get value for our clients on the buy side.
Yeah.
Um, but then eventually, it just really comes down to them moving up a little more out of the value range, paying market price more often is when you really have success. And I think that is what happened here. They had written many offers, trying to identify some value, but they decided. Ironically, they said, I'm getting one of these two houses we're writing an offer on, because they made that mental decision.
Yeah.
It shifted what they were willing to do, and they got one of them.
Yeah.
And here we are. They've closed escrow now.
Well, we're super happy for them. That's awesome.
Yes.
So before I get into that, let me just show the so weird computers, man. Oh, there it goes. Let's see. I have a great computer, and there's always just a little something. Um, Let me do this. Hold on. Let me go ahead and present my screen. So you can see from the graph, there we were November in 23. Wow, up past 8. And, there we are just slightly above 7. I think today it's showing 7.05. So, and as
Right.
we've always said also too, in context, who was I talking? I was talking to a friend last night, and her mom was recalling paying 14% mortgage rate back in the day. So here we are at 7.
Yeah, and the variable to keep in mind there, yes, rates have been much higher, but prices probably have not. You know,
Right.
certainly, I mean, you have to factor in inflation, but these are when you look at numbers in LA, Los Angeles County, and we're talking, we're almost into single digits on affordability. Combination
Right.
of rates and pricing is tough,
Yeah.
very tough.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. 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 Well, just to go over the other interest rates. So we said 30-year fixed 7.05, 15-year fixed 6.45, 30-year jumbo 7.26, 7.6 SOFR ARM 7.03, 30-year FHA 6.49, and 30-year VA 6.5.
Yeah, FHA
So,
rates are almost always a little better. It's a matter of whether you
mhm,
qualify, and it's a matter of whether you get an offer accepted with an FHA loan. That's an individual conversation, but
yeah,
yeah,
very attractive, right? 3% down.
sure, yeah,
Yeah, it can be a great situation, but it's got to be the right one. You're right. So, all right, and we're good with that. Anything more on rates, Darren?
no, it's great.
Okay. And just as let's see here, let me share this. Um, going to share just a quick view of Silver Lake, so we get a sense of what's going on locally.
Right, just picking one community to kind of look at.
Yeah,
Much of the
and we're
Northeast area covers. There'll be variables. Some areas will be hotter than others, but
yeah.
they'll follow somewhat similar trends.
So, for those on small screens, we're just going to look at the median list price in Silver Lake, 90039. That also includes Atwater, Atwater Village. And so this is a graph of median list price. We're starting all the way back to 2019. And let's see, it was a 90-day average there. It was around 1.2 million. And you can see the graph going up definitely more aggressively, it seems, from like 21 on. And here we are today at 1.9 million.
Right. So you had
So
your COVID spike there in
20,
2022. Took a
right?
big jump up, came back
Yeah,
down, leveled off. So right, these are these little, maybe not little. It seems a little elongated there. This sense of the market's shifting, it's changing. Well, there are absolutely little micro movements that happen in specific geographies, and they're ultimately more vulnerable to these movements because of lower volume as well. Usually, more
yeah.
volume will help kind of balance out that flow. You
Okay.
could have a few really expensive homes, and the price jumps, and advice, and the opposite of that, have a few really low priced homes go to market, maybe fixers, and then it's going to pull down that average on that chart.
Yeah,
But we're on an uptrend there. You're seeing it at the end
yeah, yeah,
for this year. It's been pretty consistently up. There's been no dip
yeah.
down really in this year.
Yeah, I don't know what the event might have been, but certainly, yeah, looking around March there, it really jumped up after March. I don't know if we all got used to these interest rates or what, but
Yeah.
people have to
Well,
live and have to live in
well,
houses.
interest
So
rates did come down a bit, right? We went from the 7.5 to 7. It was enough to
yeah,
create a little more of a spike.
yeah. All right, we're at 9.5 minutes, so we're just going to move on, and I just wanted to show our newest listing.
Yeah, if you scroll through the photos on this, it certainly does not present as an REO. There was some real work done here.
Yeah,
ACs, pool cleanup, pump replacement,
yeah,
a lot of prep. It was nice to see that they were open to doing it. We suggested it, they accepted it, and I think they're happy they did.
yeah. Well, I didn't know this, and you educated me. But this is Downey, and I was surprised by this house. You called it the Latin Beverly Hills, and
Yeah,
wow, look at this house.
yeah. I don't
Pretty
know if that's a
amazing.
good or bad reference, but yes, that was what was said to me. Um,
Yeah,
and there is a concentration of Latin people in this community for sure. and there's a
Yep.
lot of 4,000 range square foot houses that are
Yeah.
more newly built.
Yeah. No, beautiful home. It reminded me of our listing in Arcadia,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's a beautiful, well-built home. And what is it now? Seven offers, and we're done in a week. So
Yes.
beautiful, beautiful.
Well, cool. Yeah, not
All
our
right, guys.
typical architectural style, but again,
No.
we're always about making the best of every transaction, and this one has worked out well.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, look, guys, we're going to close out. But thanks for letting us share a little piece of our world along with our clients. And just have a good week. Have a great fourth. We will skip next week. And we'll see you the following. All right. Thanks so much. Have a great one. Take
Bye
care.
bye.